In Gullbjerg, long ago, there was a farmer and his wife who had a daughter, Elsa. As she was an only child, she got spoiled rotten, and for her parents, her littlest wish was their command. When it was time for her to get herself an education, they sent her to the city to learn sewing and how to be urbane. But all she wound up learning was to wear expensive clothes and to despise housework and manual labor even more than she did before. One day, when she was 20 years old, a hard-working, competent, and honorable man, Gunnar of Fridarve, proposed to her, and in just a few months they were made man and wife. At first, Elsa was overjoyed, but she soon got fed up with all the headaches that managing a household entails. Early one morning, right before Christmas, things were bustling at Gunnar's farm. Elsa had hardly gotten out of bed when Ola, the farmhand, stepped in and said, "Mistress has our lunch bags ready, right? Because we've got to leave for the woods now if we're going to come back with the firewood before the sun sets." "Mistress, the bread dough has risen," cried one of the maids through the door. "Be awful nice if Mistress could come out now." Zachris, the butcher, who had already stuck a large boar and several piglets, had just stepped in to get the customary sticking tipple when old Britta came rushing in and asked for yarn to wick the candles with. At last Gunnar himself came in, a bit testy because the farmhand still hadn't left for the woods. "My blessed mother," he said in a kindly but serious tone, "always put things in order the night before when the farm folk had early morning chores, and I've asked you to do the same, dear Elsa. And another thing, don't forget the weaving. There's only a few yards left, and it just won't do for the loom to stand idle in the guest house over the weekend." Now Elsa had run out of patience. She rushed out of the kitchen and into the guest house, slammed the door and locked it, and threw herself down on a sofa, sobbing. "No," she cried, "I just can't live like this, slaving away all day. Who could have believed that Gunnar only wanted me for his wife so that I could work like a dog on his farm? Ugh, I'm miserable. Isn't there anyone who can help me out of this drudgery?" "I can," said a serious voice, and in front of her stood an old man with a broad-brimmed hat over his snow-white hair. "Don't be frightened," he said. "I came to offer you the help you've just wished for. My name is Hoburgsgubben. I know your family back to the 10th and 11th generations. Indeed, it was the forefather of your family who asked me to be godfather for his firstborn. I couldn't come to the baptism, of course, but I did send a nice gift because I really did want to be a good godfather. But the silver I gave turned out to be no blessing, because it fostered arrogance and sloth. The wealth has long since left your family, but the arrogance and sloth remain. Nevertheless, I'll help you, because deep down, you're good and kind." The old man was quiet for a few moments before he said, "You whine about your life of drudgery, as you call it, but that's only because you're not used to working. I'm going to give you 10 obedient servants, and they'll be of help and assist you with everything you've got to do." And then he shook his cloak, and out hopped 10 funny little critters who started to tidy up the room. "Now, show me your fingers," the man commanded Elsa. Trembling, she reached her hands towards the man, who then said, "Tommy Thumb, Peter Pointer, Toby Tallman, Ruby Ring, Little Pinky Funny Thing. Quick, get to your places." In the blink of an eye, the 10 servant spirits vanished into Elsa's fingers, and the man disappeared too. The young housewife just sat for a long time, staring at her hands. But then she started to feel a remarkable desire to work. "Here I am, sitting and dreaming," she cried out with unusual pep. "And it's already 7 o'clock. Everyone's back in the house waiting for me." And Elsa hurried out and got right to work. And it wasn't just that day, but now she went to her chores as if to a dance every day. Nobody knew what had happened, but everybody marveled about the change. Still, no one was happier about it than the young woman herself, for whom work had become essential, and under her direction the home flourished, prospered, and was cherished.